right, so here are my remaining 5 trials. And notice on trial 4, we got an all varsity team. Here's my table if you kind of want to see my work. If you maybe messed up, you can maybe pause it and see if you can find your mistake. And we did get 1 in trial 4. Now, if I would have allotted my numbers a little differently, maybe I wouldn't have gotten 1. If I would have done 10 trials, maybe I would have gotten 2. It's all just the more trials you do, the more accurate or the better your answer is going to be. But now to go ahead and summarize these results, this was a categorical variable. My variable was I will record if all 3 are varsity members. So it's like yes they are, no they aren't. That's categorical. So for a categorical variable, what we do is we find the percent, not the average. That's for quantitative. There's nothing for me to average here. Okay? And so in this case, we had 1 varsity out of 5, which is 20%. Now be aware, if we would have done 10 trials and we did 1 out of 10, and we only had 1 out of 10 would be 10%. That's a big difference. The more trials you do, the more accurate your final answer will be. But for now, this is the best answer I have for what we did. And so my conclusion would then be, typically, there's about a 20% chance of selecting 3 varsity members. I do not necessarily think the lottery was rigged. Now, once again, if we would have done 1 out of 10 and then it would have been 10%, that's still a fairly good amount of percentages that it could happen. It's getting lower. We might start to be getting a little bit more surprised by it. And of course, if it was 1 out of 20, 1 out of 50, 1 out of 60, those percentages are all decreasing, and then our level of surprise might be increasing. In this particular set of trials, we did not ever have any repeats to ignore. We had repeats from trial to trial, but it's in the same trial that you need to look for repeats to ignore. But if your numbers were allotted by percentages, like the previous problem, you do not need to ignore repeats. If you do, then you won't represent, say, 10% or 20% anymore if you start taking numbers out.